Hey my loves, thank you so much for tuning into another video. So today I'm going to actually show you guys something that I do just to, keep up with my self-care, my self-love. This is something that has really become a regular thing for me. I love to receive flowers. I love to receive like nice things and gifts, things just to make me smile. So since I learned that like I love when people do that for me, I learned that I can do it for myself as well. So I see this as a way of speaking my love language to myself and doing self-care in a way that really just resonates with my love language. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how I vase my roses, and then on top of that I'm going to just kind of be talking about some things that I learned with self-love and self-care. Plus, I'm super excited that I figured out what I want my channel to be about. That is making me so happy. So, I am going to share with you guys. All right, all right. So, I decided that I want my channel to really reflect who I am in the most authentic way. I want my channel to really follow me on my journey to becoming the best woman that I could be. And I'm going to get more personal on my channel and with my content and share with you guys more of my, like, the conversations that I normally have with myself. I'm gonna start having those conversations with y'all because I noticed how like I have literally began to build a community of people that want to just level up their life and do what's best for them and really just make the changes that are necessary for them to have a better relationship with themselves and with people around them and even the world around them. So that makes me super excited. And plus, like I said before, I'm hoping that with me becoming more personal on my channel and with my content and showing my own personal journey of what I'm learning and the things that I'm working on, that maybe I can inspire or educate or just even maybe push somebody else to do the same thing for yourself. So like I said, before I keep rambling, I'm just very excited for the shift that my channel is going to be taking. So back to the main topic of this video, I'm going to be talking about self-love in the way of your personal love language. So when I first heard about what love languages were, I kind of just assumed that you can only have a love language practice if you're in a relationship, or a love language can only be practiced if you are receiving it from another person. The concept of the 5 love languages was a term that was coined by Gary Chapman. He had a book written in 1992 about the 5 love languages, and these 5 love languages consist of words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of services, and physical touch. And he stated that with these 5 love languages, it helps us to better understand ourselves and our partners and what it takes for a person to be loved. So as I started to learn more about the 5 love languages, I learned which ones were my personal love languages. And truthfully, it's all 5 of them. I listen. All 5 are my love languages, and that is okay. But what I realized the issue was that many times we often look to our partners and our relationships as our source of love. And I realized that we cannot attract the love that we want into our life if we are not loving ourselves to the fullest capacity. So if you aren't showing yourself unconditional love, there's no way that somebody else can show you unconditional love, because people treat you how you treat yourself. If you tolerate certain things to yourself and you treat yourself in a negative manner, or you don't love yourself to the fullest that you should be, somebody else is going to treat you in the same way, because they don't know no better, because they're watching how you treat yourself, so they're going to treat you in a similar way. So that's when I began to realize, okay, I need to work on my self-love. You attract the type of love that you show yourself, and this goes for all forms of relationships into your life. When you start to love yourself in a better way, you start to notice that your friendships change, your relationships with your family, your relationships with a significant other, and like I said, your relationship with anybody else. People will learn that they have to treat you in a way that you want to be treated, because they see the standard that you set. Great thing about practicing your love languages on yourself is that it gives you the chance to regularly practice self-care. And self-care is really the key to maintaining your overall well-being of your mind, your body, and your soul. So I try to do self-care as something that is a preventative act, versus in the past I will wait until something is wrong and then start to try to, do stuff to make myself feel better, which is not a problem, but I noticed that it is more helpful for me to do it regularly as a preventative act. And I just believe that knowing your love languages are so important because it gives you the knowledge to be able to communicate with yourself and, most importantly, to meet your emotional needs. I feel like it is so important for us to learn how to become the source of our own love. So that way, if you're the source, nobody can never take it away from you. If you meet somebody, they can add to it. But since you are already the source of your own love, the source of your own happiness, if somebody comes into your life and they're not acting correct, they gotta go. They gotta get the boo. And it's not gonna be hard for you to do because you love yourself so much that you're not gonna tolerate certain things. So by me working on understanding my love languages, I was able to improve my self-love and my relationship with myself. And by me improving my relationship with myself, I started to notice that life around me began to improve as well, because the more that I loved myself, the more that I protected myself from experiencing things that were below my standard or things that would make me feel less than. And I feel like with us improving our self-love, it also helps us to set our standards high. And very often women are told that like we shouldn't have high standards or it's a bad thing to have high standards. But I personally think that you should set your standards high and keep them high, because by you setting your standards high is going to keep you from experiencing low-level experiences. And that's pretty much the goal of you having self-love. So keep your standards high. So, in order for you to just really improve your self love and your self confidence, your self esteem, and just better your relationships with yourself and other people, I really suggest understanding your love languages and first practicing your love languages on yourself, and then you'll be able to better communicate your love languages to those around you. So, if receiving gifts is your love language, I feel like you should definitely focus on maybe even writing out a list of gifts that you want or things that you would like to get for yourself. Whether that is something that may come in the next few weeks, the next few months, or even if it's a gift that may be a long-term gift. And by us practicing this love language of receiving gifts and being the person giving ourselves the gift, we are exemplifying that we truly believe in our own self-worth and our own self-value. And by us planning out our gifts, I feel like it gives us something to look forward to. It kind of adds a fun aspect into it. Just so like if that's something that you want to do, it's not something you have to do. But the main thing about gifting yourself is like you are fulfilling that love language by investing in your own happiness and your own advancement. And it just is an act of self-love because you are providing for yourself and you are celebrating yourself rather than depending on somebody else to celebrate you or provide for you. So once again, you are being the source of your own happiness and putting your happiness and your love into your own hands. So maybe receiving flowers is not really a thing, or you're really just not that into flowers. There are so many other gifts that you can give yourself that can fulfill that love language of receiving gifts. With this love language, the main thing that you want to do is focus on showing yourself generosity. So you want to treat yourself as if you were somebody that you love. When it's somebody that we love, we want to buy them a gift that is just the best gift ever, a gift that is thoughtful, and a gift that really shows them that we love and we care about them. So when you are practicing this love language on yourself, you want to do the same thing. You want to be very generous to yourself. And when I say generous, I'm not saying that you have to spend a large amount of money, but it's more so about being intentional. So you want to find a gift that could cheer you up, maybe a gift that may make your life more easier or more comfortable, and just focus on gifts that remind you of your worth and bring you joy. So really, when practicing your love languages, the most important thing is just finding what works for you, figuring out what makes you happy, what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel worthy and valuable, and just really show up for yourself. Start to make choices that respect your self-worth and prioritize your self-care, because self-care is not selfish. You have to pour into your own cup first before you can pour into anybody else. So this video was a very different type of video for me, my first time doing a full video talk through, so I'm very excited to be putting out this new type of content, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that something that I said has been able to help somebody and maybe even just give you that confirmation that you are on the right track. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I definitely look forward to making more of this type of content. And until next time, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in. I could finally say goodbye.